Hey everyone, this is info spot number 2 about our winter sale. Some people who only listen to the podcast want to know how to sign up for the membership. Sorry if it's been a little confusing. We haven't been that clear because we're obviously used to YouTube and having that visual component to our info segments, but if you've only been listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, that's not that helpful. If you do need the visual, we are also running this on YouTube with screenshots. If you don't already know, the membership is like a Patreon, but on our own website, because we actually started it before Patreon was even a thing. On the membership site, we have the unedited episodes of all our audio material. Obviously, Ever Dark, but also there are a few episodes of Dragon's Reign that we weren't able to publish on YouTube. Definitely a few episodes of Empire of Stars that we haven't been able to publish on YouTube. And the new serial, which is called The Night Prince, and I'll talk more about that later. The sign-up link to join the membership and the coupon code that you'll need is in the notes. Go to that link and choose the 1-year membership option and put the coupon code Winter Sale, all one word, in the coupon code place on the form. This gets you 1 year at 50% off, so $50. The form is really bare bones, so it's easy to understand. You can't get it wrong. It's like basic form on a white background. We don't have any extra stuff on it. It's plain, it's mobile friendly. You'll have no problems at all. After you sign up, you will get a sequence of emails that we created to help guide you through not just the member private podcast feed, but also everything else on the Raythe site. Even if you don't check your email that much, look for these because they'll clear up a lot of stuff. If you're new to us, you're probably only into the podcast. That alone is worth the subscription price because you get to hear the rest of Everdark for $50. The whole thing, all 147 chapters of it, will come out by this time next year. We'll have to squeeze a few chapters in, but we're going to make it happen. Added to that is The Night Prince, which is the new audio serial that is members only and will be for quite some time. If you're into fantasy, this is Raythe's take on what if all the classic fantasy races like dwarves, elves, orcs, fairies, plus humans have to coexist on Earth after monsters have decimated 90% of humanity and still threaten everybody. It is gay romance, a slow burn romance with 2 main couples. Slow burn just because so much happens in this story. There are so many characters and so many different points of view. Again, Night Prince is only available to members in its own private podcast feed, just like Everdark. We don't know when we're going to make this public. It's really hard to say. We have a lot of projects coming up. So those are the big audio benefits of membership. What else is in the membership though? A lot of written serial stories. Everything that you hear has started as a written serial story. So Everdark and Dragon's Reign were originally web novels that Raythe turned into audio stories after they were done. As a result, there are millions of words worth of written stories because she's been doing this since 2010. They are wildly imaginative, all gay romance, all fantasy or urban fantasy with like shifters and occult stuff and vampires. Some are futuristic. We say futuristic instead of science fiction because there's nothing scientific about them at all. And some of them are gothic and kind of on the dark side and dramatic. Some of them have more humor and party adventure. All of them are about hot heroes falling in love with each other and saving the world. All of Raythe's stories have that in common. Is Raythe writing web serials right now? Yes, she is. In fact, she is always writing 3 or 4 long-running gay romance web stories at once. These take about 1 to 3 years to complete, and they're in various stages of completion. She writes 12 chapters each month, according to a public update calendar that you can find in the main menu of the site, raytherain.com. What happens to a story when it's finished? She leaves it on the site as part of her finished story archive. So all the stories that aren't on the current update calendar are done. Raythe finishes her stories. We think you'll have a lot of fun digging through the archives as you wait for the next chapter of Everdark to come out. Speaking of Everdark, the podcast is 147 episodes long. We know this because the story has been completed for quite some time. So if you absolutely have to know what happens, you can join the site and binge read it until the end. But is that the end? No, not even close. The sequel is Ever Dark Academy, and that's running currently on the site right now. It's at 154 chapters and probably going to finish up in like 3 to 4 months, so 12 to 20 more chapters, says Raythe. Then again, the last time she said this was right before she introduced a sentient dragon into Ever Dark Academy, so we'll just have to see about that. Actually, I do have confidence that it's going to wrap up by spring, because Raythe is already working on the 3rd installment of Ever Dark. There will be an Ever Dark 3. The art team's developing the visual concept and everyone's really excited for it. Even better, Ever Dark 3 sets up Ever Dark 4. So there will be new Ever Dark for years to come. The third aspect of the membership content is the manga. This is kind of our sleeper content. And, I'm going to be honest, it doesn't make us money, but we keep doing it because it makes us happy. That's the benefit of being an art publisher, right? So we post about 12 full manga pages every month, alternating with chapters on the calendar. We also sell the manga in our shop, so the membership isn't the only way to get it. We love it. It's awesome to provide something new to see or read every day for our members. We think it really adds to the experience. And it's so cool to see T-Wolf's versions of the Everdark characters, which you will see in Everdark Warchild 1. We just started posting that on the site for members. So that's it for the membership content. It'll make a lot more sense if you sign up and get the guide emails that we wrote, and you can also just look around on the site and you'll figure it out. Again, put your questions in the comments or message or email us and we'll do as many responses as you want. The sale goes until February 1st, 2024, so there's really no rush. But between the conclusion of the Everdark podcast, Everdark Academy's written story, the beginning of Everdark 3, and the ongoing production of Night Prince, it's going to be a great year, and we hope that you'll join us for it. Again, the sign-up link and coupon code is in the notes.